Hello, all my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. In today's Pick a Card tarot reading, we are going to be delving into your love life during the month of November. And in order to help you figure out precisely what's happening in your love life during the month of November, I've got 4 groups prepared for you, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. And before we delve into the 4 groups, these are the important astrological happenings during the month of November that may influence your love life. First up, we've got the new moon in Scorpio that's coming towards us on November 1st. And this new moon brings a very potent opportunity for transformation and new beginnings in your love life, especially when it comes to intimacy and stepping into your personal power. This is a great time for you to set strong intentions on what you want in love and what you want around the renewal of your love life. Let go of what no longer serves you. Venus enters Libra on November 7th, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty. It's moving into its home sign of Libra, which enhances the energies of harmony, balance, and relationships as well. So this time encourages finding common ground in partnerships, as well as appreciating aesthetics, art, and other people's beauty as well as your own. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius begins on November 25th, and it lasts all the way up until December 15th. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is bringing some communication mix-ups. As you know, Mercury in microwave, as we like to call it in the astrological community, can end up in travel delays and needing to review projects multiple times and looking at your love life from a little bit more of a critical standpoint on November 25th. You know how Mercury retrograde can be. However, the full moon in Taurus, which is on November 15th, this is going to first give you stability before we move into the whole Mercury retrograde situation. So November 15th, we've got the full moon in Taurus, which is an amazing time for you to also discuss finances in romantic relationships, to find a balance between having fun, being spoiled, but also being a team with the other person. And this energy connects you to a very grounded outlook on finances within a relationship, as well as fairness too. So the sun enters Sagittarius on November 22nd. When the sun moves into Sagittarius, all of my Sagittarians, you are hyped during this time, because this is a time in which relationships especially will bloom and blossom through expansion, exploration, and adventures. So literally booking flights with your soulmate, with the person with whom you're in a relationship with. This is a time on November 22nd to seek out new experiences with your lover and pursue embracing higher knowledge, so learning together. If you're single, I just want you to not be afraid to book a solo trip. This is the time for you to dare and to meet new people to be with, romantically speaking. And last but not least, let's talk about how Mars enters Capricorn on November 3rd. Mars transit into Capricorn brings a more disciplined and goal-oriented kind of energy. So your actions will be more structured in relationships. You will find that people that you're romantically interested in, November 3rd is the day of planning. They're going to try to plan dates. They're going to try to plan you meeting one another. So this is a great opportunity for you to actually already know what's coming in the upcoming weeks in your relationship life, and make sure that put together your itinerary so you know precisely when you've got you time, work time, and time to go on dates and to spend time with a romantic partner. Now, my gorgeous soul, whether you are single or in a committed relationship, I want you to now take a moment to meditate on these 4 groups as I introduce them to you, and then I would like you to pick 1 to 2 of these groups. If you cannot make up your mind, your November love reading might be a mixture between multiple groups, so then feel free to tune into multiple groups. So let's get into it. First, we have got the Squid Cake Tarot deck as well as the Red Jasper Crystal, which corresponds to group number 1. Group number 2 corresponds to the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck as well as the Lapis Lazuli Crystal. Group number 3 corresponds to the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides Oracle deck as well as the Jade Crystal. And group number 4 corresponds to the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck as well as the Black Obsidian Crystal. The timestamps to all 4 of these groups, as usual, can be found below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access. So I will now provide you with a little moment of privacy. Feel free to pause the video right here if you need a minute to meditate on these 4 groups, and then I'll get straight into your predictions, starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Squid Cake Tarot deck. So if this is the group that you chose, then simply continue watching. And also, all of these groups come with exclusive extensions, which you can find on my Patreon. The link is below in the description box because I didn't want to make this video too crazy long here on YouTube, but I know some of you guys need the extra depth, the extra time. You want your personal reading to be as long as possible, so therefore you can find that over on my Patreon, where I have all of my super fans, everyone who is really ride or die, wanting every single little bit of detail. But anyways, you guys, as already mentioned, we'll start off with group number 1, which corresponds to the Squid Cake Tarot deck, and to my other lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamps. Hello, my stunning, beautiful soul of group number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Squid Cake Tarot deck and the Red Jasper to help guide you here for the month of November in regard to your love life. This is the Red Jasper. For some reason, it seems Mercury in microwave is trying to come early when it comes to the technical difficulties that we're already experiencing. All right, we are back, ladies, gentlemen, jelly beans, everyone in between. So things are in focus now. The camera decided to have a good day. So this is the Red Jasper crystal. As you can see, it has a little bit of structure to it. This is a really powerful crystal for manifesting big creative dreams. And it's also a crystal that's pretty easy for you to get in lots of different shapes and forms, raw, polished, any shape you would really like. So group number 1, you made a fantastic choice if you identify as someone who is creative and rather introverted, wanting to bring their art to light into the world. But now let's talk about your love life in November. So first up, we have got the moon. The moon is actually indicative of you following your heart, following your intuition in November when it comes to love, and also seeing through people's BS. The moon brings to light the things that were once in darkness. Isn't that such a beautiful way of seeing it? Because without the moon, like for example, under a full moon, if you've ever noticed, it's very bright at times, the full moons, especially if we're experiencing a supermoon, a full moon, supermoon. It's almost as though we have light from the galaxy that we are able to see with even at night. And that's what I mean with the moon illuminating BS. The moon is going to illuminate any secrets that people have tried to keep from you, as I see here within the Lovers card, that actually the month of November is a very favorable month for you in love, because also it will become very clear who has been playing games with you and who is for real in love. Because in this day and age, it does seem to be the norm for a lot of people to play games or to just say what others want to hear in order to, get something out of the relationship, in order to, for example, be physical really quickly or gain someone's trust, and then they just drop the other person like that, like it was nothing. And I do see here with the moon and the Lovers that you will be making very smart, informed decisions, romantically speaking, during the month of November because you're so in tune with your intuition and you've learned to watch what people do rather than to just listen to what they say. And the Lovers in the Moon also shows that you've had a feeling that someone is like cheating. Someone is not 100% honest. You see this love triangle situation we have going on, and it will come to light. The Knight of Batons shows that you are really mad about this situation, and I'm getting this energy that it's not necessarily a love triangle of your own, but of someone very close to you, someone who you feel very protective over, and learning that they aren't being treated right. First of all, it makes you think, okay, if this amazing person can get cheated on, what chance do we normal mortals even stand? I don't know if you've ever had that feeling when you see that one of these super beautiful actresses or models or singers have gotten cheated on, and you're like, if this person gets cheated on, what chance do we stand in society then? So that is what I'm sensing here in the Knight of Batons, and just the fact that you can't stand infidelity and anyone being dishonest, it just adds to a little bit of this very intense emotion that you have. However, in the latter, your love life is climbing towards success. And I want you to know that climbing towards success in love, it has been a long time coming, group number one, but you deserve it. You've earned it. You have been patient in so many ways. You have grown in so many ways. You have withstood many storms, and you've been through so much that, of course, it makes you learn how to read people, but it also makes you not even waste your time if you feel like you are fighting for someone's affection. I see here within the Lovers that that is a huge no-no for you, and the broken bridge shows us that as soon as that happens, you're out. And before, you used to give more chances, but to you, if there is an issue here with infidelity, or you already feel undervalued from an early stage, there is no coming back from that. And often that is the best thing that you can do, group number one, because I have so many private clients who have told me about how they took back an ex or someone who did not show that they valued them. And then the second time around, when they gave them another chance, the disappointment was even bigger, and they just felt like, I should have completely spent that time on a whole new person, on a whole new situation and opportunity, rather than continue to try to figure things out with this person who I already saw did not even value me the first time round. So don't be worried about broken bridges whatsoever, because I do want you to know here that November is just more dates, more opportunities, more attention, and more actually evidence of how highly regarded that you are in love, of what a prize that you really are, of what a blessing it really is to have you as a lover. Now, here within prayer, I do see that November is answering prayers for you that you had in love. And if you're still watching this and it's not yet November, if you're still watching this and you're quite at the start of this month, do pay close attention to what you're praying for. And the most common prayer that I just want you to pay attention to is, don't just wish for someone that you are madly in love with, wish for someone who is also madly in love with you. All right? Expand your prayer, expand the vision, and know that November will expand your circle. You're getting to know new people. And with new people also comes the opportunity for there to be a little bit of this jealousy. That's what I'm seeing here with an expansion too. I am getting a broken bridge with a friend who feels like your love life is getting more attention than them. They want your entire attention. And the thing with you, group number one, is that you are a very understanding person, but at the same time, you know to put yourself first, because at the end of the day, like a friend or family member who truly cares about you and your happiness isn't going to make you feel like you have to choose between them and actually having a love life or a private life. The Six of Cups shows triumph for the month of November when it comes to love. It shows building, it shows structure, it shows family as well. I know you're thinking to yourself, there are literally just 6 cups here, but that's the meaning of the 6 of Cups card in the tarot. I've just been doing this for so many years. I've done so many tens of thousands of readings. So for me, it is just the norm. That's what the 6 of Cups means. But you may be asking yourself what 6 cups represent. The number 6 in numerology is the number of success and generosity and care. It is a number of nurturing type of energy. Anyone with a life path number 6, I am a life path number 6, is someone who is a homebody, who is an empath, and who likes to care for other family members. And here within the 9 of Coins, I see that type of energy and connection is actually leading to a lot of fulfillment that translates into more coins for you, so better finances. And there are literally studies that prove that demographics of people who are in committed relationships, especially, for example, married men, they tend to do a lot better, also financially speaking and professionally speaking, because of this very stable home environment. So I see that stability is coming for you here in November, group number 1, and this is something that is helping you to do better professionally. So your love life giving you stability is exactly what you needed to push you a little more in your professional life, because dissipating is an indication that in many ways something is leaving, something is coming to an end of its days. The dissipation here with the Lovers card, the 6 of Cups, shows me that there is an elderly person who is in your life, around your life, and just spending more time with them is something you should always do, not to make you worried, group number 1, at all. There are people at all age ranges within our lives, but it's just a reminder here that with every day, even you and I, even if we consider ourselves young, because I know a lot of you who watch my channel are approximately in my age, like every day we dissipate, so to say. Every day we're a step closer to perishing, as morbid as it sounds. So let's appreciate and have gratitude. This is precisely the next card we also received. You guys know these cards are just so accurate, so wise. That's why I love conducting these readings, because once you're in tune with this energy here, it just speaks volumes. Let's have gratitude for everyone, from younger to older, from still having technically a lot of time to already having lived a good chunk, appreciating and having gratitude for your own time, your own health, also yourself. And I want you to understand here that a love life that allows you to also have time for family. That's what November is all about. November is about family. November is about checking in on those of the individuals around you who you know might be struggling or having a little bit more of a challenging time during November, and just being really like an all-round amazing friend and partner and person. So I'm not getting a lot of work being done here, which is fine. Group number 1, not every month is a month of extremely hard work. And yeah, the King of Diamonds reversed literally confirms it. The suit of diamonds is the suit of the earthly realm, and the suit of diamond corresponds in the traditional tarot to the suit of pentacles. So pentacles represent things such as your job, finances, time management, and that's just not as important in November as your interpersonal relationships. It's just not as important as love. It's not something that you are putting on a pedestal. For you, enjoying these little moments in life with another person, that's where it's at. And the 7 of Diamonds shows that you have everything that you need. You're fulfilled in the sense that you have shelter, you have food, your basic needs and more are met, which gives you the luxury of focusing more on your relationships, both the romantic and the platonic ones, and really going for what you want in love, going for stability in a relationship. Oh, and the Hierophant shows us here. You are applying all the lessons that you were taught in the last month. So 2024 in love may have been... Why is Spirit telling me it was a joke? Why is Spirit telling me 2024 in love was comical to you in many ways. So while that may have been the case, the Hierophant is also highlighting the other side of having grown and strengthened yourself and learned so much about what you really desire and learned so much about how love works, that now it's almost like you're a little bit of an expert, group number one. Like, no one can just tell you anything or quote unquote play you or something like that. As I see here in the Page of Swords, you've become very outspoken. You are almost a little brash at times, and you've gone from a place of caring too much about being diplomatic, too much about trying to not hurt other people's feelings, to a place where you're just like, I don't care. Like, if I tell the truth and that ruins a connection, that was not a connection that was meant to be. That was never a genuine connection. And I am just done with it. That's what I'm seeing here within the Page of Swords for you. So next up here within completion, I do want you to know that what comes in November is a complete fresh start. So the burial of your old love life, the beginning of your new love life, the beginning of a time in which you know precisely why the individuals that are in your life are actually in your life, and also why you have let go of certain people, why there are certain relationships that you are putting to rest, quite literally speaking. And what that actually does is it brings you so much more abundance. Trust me, once you have found the inner peace, tranquility, and care for yourself to simply let go of any relationship that doesn't serve you or that is kind of like undermining your value, the universe always gives you better. But the thing is, we often struggle to let go in the first place. It's like hard for us to just say goodbye. It's hard for us to just be like, okay, let me really just let this person go. Stop checking like my messages, stop checking when they were last online, stop seeing what they're doing on social media, but instead just really just not caring, so to say, really saying to ourselves, no more, just focus on me. I won't do that anymore, even deleting their number. As soon as you have that feeling, and I know you felt it before, that you have really let go of them, like no BS. You're not just giving yourself a couple hours of not checking what they're doing, but really you are okay with the fact that they are not the one and they're never going to be the one. Wow, the abundance that you get sent as a reward of being brave enough to say to yourself, I'm letting go of what isn't aligned. Yeah, we've got the King of Pentacles upright, and in this part of your reading, it resonates with abundance. The King of Diamonds in reverse that we received at the earlier point in your reading, you remember right here, that is the King of Pentacles. This is the same card, but we were at a different point of channeling your messages here, and that was about not doing as much labor and work in November. However, now the King of Pentacles upright for you, group number one, is a huge indication that you are taking control, and when that happens, then things flow to you so easily without hard work. Because the thing is, you don't chase, you attract. We just spoke about this on my Instagram the other day. I pulled a card for you guys and posted it on my story, and it was all about not chasing but simply attracting what's meant to be yours. And that's precisely the kind of energy that we've got exuding from the King of Pentacles for you. Now, the Knight of Swords shows us that there's someone riding into your life, a knight on a white horse, basically. This is someone who is very brave, a very skillful person, and like full force, full motion. They're here in November. They're interested. They're letting you know that they want to get to know you and who you are on the inside, not literally just the facade that you are on the outside, but they want to know the real you. So this is the start of something very exciting for you during the month of November, group number one. So group number 1, we will now move into the patron and members only portion of this reading. I hope that you enjoyed this November love prediction just as much as I enjoyed channeling these messages for you. And we'll delve a little more deeply into the Knight of Swords now. For all of my patrons, thank you for your support. And for all of my beautiful souls here on YouTube, I'm sending you so much love. I can't wait for you to experience all of the love and all of the abundance that November has to offer for you. And I'll catch you during one of our upcoming predictions. Hello, my lovely soul of group number 2. You chose the Dreams of Gaia Tarot as well as the lapis lazuli crystal. And you know, this stone always reminds me of the cult classic, The Vampire Diaries. I don't know, but the lapis just has something so mystical about it. I absolutely love this stone. And in ancient times, it was used by those who were in power. They were worn as adornments, and I believe the lapis was even used in order to create color for paintings way back in the day. They would kind of grate it into a fine powder. But let's move into your November predictions, shall we? So first up, we have the Five of Fire. The Five of Fire is a card that shows competition. So I do see that you're being fought over. Two people want your attention, and they don't want to just simply let it go. They don't want to just simply give up when it comes to attaining your attention. So I do see that we have very masculine energies here that can tell that you are the type of person who is valuable. You are the type of person who is quote unquote high value with dating, as cringy as that term has become. And when people see and realize your inherent value, don't be surprised, my gorgeous soul, that they are going to be obsessed with making sure that they spend as much time as possible with you. Okay, we have here the Seven of Fire, but this showed up in reverse. And I'm just going to show you this card upright as well. This is the Seven of Fire, and I want you to know that this card pertains to you not taking any action at all in November, but just observing. You are not in a place where you are going to set your mind on anyone or anything. You're taking your time. In the past, you have had moments where you rushed into things and you've learned your lesson. You're not doing it anymore. You are observing. You are spending time in a space where you will just let people show their true colors, show who they truly are, before you actually move forward in any way of attaching yourself emotionally to them in a significant sense. Because you've understood that when you attach yourself emotionally to another person, you give them a whole lot of power over you. And I see here within the Ace of Earth that instead of focusing so much on how someone feels about you, romantically speaking, I see in the Ace of Earth that actually you are more concerned with your career. The month of November brings fruitful grounds for a fresh beginning in a business venture. So like starting your very own business, growing it from a seed into a little sapling, into what will once maybe be a beautiful oak tree, for example. And this dragon shows us how you are very protective over your new resources that you are creating and that you're forming into being. And this is a very amazing trait for you to be protective over your own career and professional life and your own wins, is what I'm trying to say. Like being protective over your own growth and your time, especially if you are an empath or like a people pleaser. This is something that may have not been the norm to you, or you may have like struggled with for a really long time, to actually be that person who protects their peace, who protects their space, who protects their things, because you may have always put someone else before you. Now, next here we have the Six of Air. The Six of Air is basically the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot, and this shows that in November, what will come towards you is two different sides of people, light sides, dark sides. But what these have in common is that they will be revealed during the month of November. Nothing is going to remain hidden forever. things are coming to light, truths are being shown. And here within the Six of Air, I do want you to be aware of the fact that this will calm your nervous system when you get to know someone for who they truly are. Like, for example, when you have your first fight with someone that you are looking to date, or your first fight with someone who is a friend. And actually, I feel like sometimes this can take a really, really long time if you're the kind of person who is like an avoidant, or you're not argumentative at all. So this may be something that's been in the works for a long time. Not that you're trying to like provoke an argument, but still you wonder, how would it be if we disagreed? How would it be if we didn't get along? How would it be if we had an argument, if we had a fight? And just actually experiencing how people are in those moments when things are ugly, when things are challenging, when you don't agree, that tells you everything you need to know about the individual person. It tells you absolutely everything that you need to understand about them. So I do want you to know here that the Six of Air is an indication that will have you make a very informed decision, and you'll know precisely who you want to keep in your life. I see that here in the eagle. People want to grab you just like this eagle wants to grab this, I want to say like pearl. Okay, this eagle wants to grab something that is surrounded by these rays of light. I'm calling it a pearl, but obviously an eagle would probably go for a rodent or something of that nature, but you get what I'm trying to say. But the thing is, you're not so concerned with, okay, who wants me? Who's trying to snatch me? No, you're concerned with who you want to snatch, who you want to keep in your life. And the eagle shows us that you have got a goal, you have set your mind to it, you know what it is that you want, and that's what you're going for in love. No compromising, or shall I say no compromising anymore. Because you've realized that often the compromising can lead to breadcrumbing, where you compromise on one little thing and people realize that you're willing to compromise, and then it continues on till you're so unhappy because you're not really getting what you want at all, ever, because you started to kind of make it okay for you to be the one compromising, when actually a real healthy relationship should be both people compromising at different times. Let's move a little further into your November love reading. Okay, we've got the hawk. So a lot of these air animals, a lot of the element of air is coming up here for you when it comes to your spirit guides. So you will be seeing a lot of different big birds during the month of November. Predators. The hawk shows us freedom. The hawk shows us here, again, you're not setting your mind to anything 100%. You may give someone a sense of security, but in your heart, you're always keeping a little part of yourself reserved during the month of November, because when you love hard. When you give someone your loyalty, you're all in, and you really want to make that decision super wisely. So the hawk shows us freedom. You're paying attention. You're scoping out all of the different options that are available to you, romantically speaking. Then we've got the tiger and the horse. The horse is another representation of freedom, but it also shows a certain sense of purity and innocence, naivete, and some fear. Horses are, of course, animals that we have domesticated, but wild horses, they're rather shy. They're rather like quote unquote fearful. And I do see with the horse and the tiger that we have this stark contrast between yourself and who is fighting over your attention. The tiger shows me here, you've got someone who's basically stalking you like prey, and not in a dangerous, stalker, scary kind of way. Get that out of your mind if that's at all something that you were even worried about for a millisecond, group number 2. But I mean in a sense of observing you, seeing you as softer, gentler, more feminine, less strong, in need of protection, but also at the same time wanting you and finding you desirable and thinking of devouring you. I think you guys know what I mean. So here with the tiger, this is definitely someone who has an intense longing for being together with you, someone who sees you as a prize, someone who sees you as valuable and sees you as what they want. So coming closer to you during the month of November will happen naturally and is something that they just cannot stop themselves from doing. So your desirability level in November is extremely high, group number 2. And moving further into your reading, we have the rabbit, which shows us here that you are definitely a huge turn on for the people that you are seeing, romantically speaking, the people that look at you and they think to themselves, I wonder what it would be like to be with this person in a intimate sense. The rabbit definitely is symbolic of fertility, but also being intimate. And this is something that you're a little bit like innocent, sweet, kind vibe activates within the tigers of the world and the ones who look at you as quote unquote prey and something that they want to chase. Now, next up, we've got the mountain road. You are on the road to success. That is what you had to receive as a message within this reading, group number 2, because sometimes it may feel like you are in a world full of tigers, and when are you going to finally find the one that you actually want to settle down with and actually want to be with? If you are in a romantic relationship, again, there are bumps in the road. No relationship is perfect. There are ups and downs, but the month of November shows you very clearly you are on the path to success. You are on the path to your love life being more and more aligned with what you've always wanted, what you've always desired, and more seeing how things are coming together, and you are actually living a kind of love life and existence that calms your nervous system and that allows you to feel really great about that area of your life. Now, the instinct shows us that November is a month of your instincts being really important in decision making. You're not talking to friends or close family members about what you should do with dating, with seeing other people. You're literally just following your instinct. So if something feels good to you, you will follow that instinct and you will see where it goes. If someone or something feels off to you and you're kind of thinking to yourself, I'm not sure about this person, I'm not sure that this individual is actually the kind of person who has my best interest at heart, I'm not sure they're honest, I'm not sure they're really who they say that they are, you stay away. I see here within rejection that to you, whenever your instinct rejects someone, you don't feel sad, you actually see it as the universe's protection. So rejection is your protection, group number 2, and you have learned to not feel disappointed when there is rejection like you have in the past. And I think this is just a thing that comes with age, with time, and with enjoying your peace and your own company more and more, because when that happens, you don't tolerate nearly as much as you did when you were younger. And also, okay, I'm getting some insight here that you are a slight workaholic. Your vice is working. It's getting things done. You have goals and aspirations, and to you it's like, okay, I'm already working like basically 3 jobs and I don't need anyone distracting me. Like, are you going to make my life easier, or are you just here to attempt to stress me out? Because that's not something I'm even going to do. I'm so focused on my own work, my own success. I see a very driven, ambitious, and independent energy from you. And you're not exerting that, romantically speaking, by putting a lot of masculine energy out there when you're meeting someone or dating someone. That's not how you're expressing it. It's more the expression of, I'm not going to let someone come between me and my goals. It's like either you are helping me get there or you can go. We have another card that popped right into the pile as I was shuffling, which is the grief card. Now, we have grief, we have this lady who's holding this dog that clearly is maybe unwell or is kind of taking its last moments in this incarnation. And grief shows us here that for November, it is a time for you to feel into this emotion that is a very human emotion and process it, even if it's grief from past experiences that you never truly got to process and you never truly got to work through. I want you to know here that in November, you are only interested in what supports you. You are only interested in what makes you feel better because you have your own things going on. You have your own emotions that are in need of your full attention. And the thing here is with vanity, you are the kind of person who cannot deal with surface level conversation. Small talk is something that you are allergic to. And you are the kind of person who enters a room, people's heads turn, but you are not shallow. While you may look put together, you may look a certain way, a lot of people may have even said to you that they think you are wealthy or come from a wealthy background, even though it's to you, it's just like basic hygiene, looking put together and literally making sure that you are looking professional, and for others it's this huge thing. You are the kind of person who puts effort into looking neat, but vanity is never and has never been something that is mega important to you. Even when looking at some of your past relationships, not to call you out or not to be mean, but looking at who you actually gave a chance, it becomes very obvious that you are about the internal connection. You are about personality and not looks. And this is something that comes to show in November that a lot of people are shocked by because they thought you were a lot more vain than you actually are, group number 2. And I do see here that when it comes to dating, you will shock some people by who you're choosing because you're choosing the person with the best heart. You choose the person with the best intention rather than choosing people who just look the best or where it seems the most socially like acceptable to be with them or like socially the right choice. You don't care about that. You care about how your life feels, how your love life feels, not what it looks like. Now, group number 2, we will carry on your reading on Patreon. I don't want to make this too crazy long as this is a monthly love prediction. So every single month you get a new one of these. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading up until this point and that you found it insightful. If you want more depth, the link is below in the description box. So group number 2, this is the reading that I have received for you. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll either catch you in my upcoming prediction or over within the patron squad. So I'm wishing you a absolutely stunning day or night wherever you are on our gorgeous planet, and I'll catch you during one of our upcoming readings. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your November love prediction. You chose the messages from your animal spirit guides oracle deck, as well as the jade crystal. Let's do a quick close-up of the gorgeous jade. This is the jade crystal, and in a lot of Eastern philosophy, the jade is actually a crystal of prosperity, good fortune, good luck, and material abundance, which may be why you energetically felt drawn to this stone. However, perhaps you also just liked its appearance. Either way, let's get into your reading, group number 3, about your love life during the month of November. I can't wait for us to uncover everything that is coming towards you in love. So first up, we've got the tortoise, and I want to add our astro dice into your reading too, so we can get into some numerology as well. So all will make sense in just a moment's time. We received the number 7 and the turquoise. Now the turquoise brings the message that you're too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. And I want you to know, in case this is something you weren't aware of, the number 7 is a number of people who are rather introverted geniuses. If you're a life path 7, this makes complete sense to you, but I just want you to know here that 7 and the turquoise shows us that now is a time in November for you to get a little introverted about what it is that you really want in love, and also to not overthink the fact that maybe you are not the kind of person who loves going out. Maybe you're not the kind of person who likes a relationship where you are crazy in love. You maybe just want to be stable in love. And as I was about to shuffle the cards, one card popped out intuitively and immediately, which was the cheetah. It very quickly made an appearance, very cheetah-like. The cheetah brings a message to get clear on your intention, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal. Isn't this insane how the universe works? Group number 3, we just spoke about intention. So get clear on your intention first before you can move ahead to achieve your goal, before you can move quickly, and before you can make things happen. So the turquoise is the slowing down, and you have to slow down in order to receive a clear vision. When you are scattered, when you are all over the place, or you're anxious, your nervous system is in fight or flight mode, your bloodstream is filled with cortisol, with stress hormones, and it's hard for you to even have a clear vision of what you desire, let alone take action towards that vision in a way that will be impactful. So that's where the slowing down is what you have to do in November in the turquoise. So the start of November, we also have, day 7, the first week of the month. Take it slow. Be very clear on what it is that you desire. And then, once you're clear on your intention, we've got the cheetah, stay focused. And then you'll move very quickly in order to achieve your goal. Next up, we have the humpback whale. Now, group 3, the humpback whale brings a message that music is essential to your healing and well-being. Whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening, music is your jam. And I want you to know that in love, that's what you're going to connect most on with your next partner. It's music. If you're currently in a romantic relationship, play your song throughout November. And if you don't have a song yet that is quote unquote your song, then find one. The humpback whale shows us here that that is what creates a really deep bond between you and the person that you're with, because music is just like the unspoken language of love. It is just that source of not needing to say anything, being able to be in the same room with one another, and just vibe. I do also get here in the humpback whale and the turquoise that being with someone who is creative, being with a musician during the month of November is going to inspire you to give back. That's what I see here in the 6 of Pentacles for you, group number 3. So being around people who are creative and talented and they put something out into the world that makes other people feel good, it also inspires you to do the same. I see that a healthy lover in your life is someone who inspires you to do better, to be better, and to give back to humanity. And you get into that energy when you're around the right people. And when you're around the wrong kind of people, you're in the energy of like scarcity, of holding on to everything as tightly as you can. Now we have the 8 of Wands, and it showed up reversed for you. As you can see, the 8 of Wands shows movement. It shows like these 8 wands that are all pointing in the same direction, and this is a card that indicates speed. However, the fact that it showed up in reverse, and we've got the cheetah, we've got the turquoise, which are all indications of speed, of timelines. It's telling you to slow your roll when things get overwhelming or unclear to you again. Especially in love, when there is lack of clarity from someone that you're dating or seeing, slow. Don't text them so much anymore. Don't talk to them. Take it very slow. Be very thoughtful and slow in your responses. Don't spend too much time thinking about them. When they retract energy, you do the same. Okay, because it's not going to help you when they are pulling back to run towards them. They're just going to run away faster. They're just going to pull away more. So this is telling you during the month of November, when they slow their roll, you slow your roll. All right? This is about being strategic and understanding human psychology as well. Next up, we have the 5 of Cups, which shows us here that this is precisely what makes you feel like you're out of whack. You don't like to wait, group number 3. I see that you like to clear things out. You are the kind of person who does not really vibe with people who have a super detached attachment style or like an avoidant attachment style. You are the type who likes to have clarity, and when there is lack of clarity, you want to just ask about it. So having to quote unquote play the game is not your favorite thing for November. But my question is also, group number 3, if you're not in a committed relationship, why are you noticing? Why do you care? Why don't you have more things going on in your life, or a roster of people as to where if one person pulls away, you have enough self-control because you're either so busy with yourself and you don't need anyone else, or you've got other options that don't make you feel as though now you've gone from 100 to 0 all of a sudden. The Hanged Man, who also showed up in reverse, because the Hanged Man upright would look like this. However, in reverse, the Hanged Man is upright, funnily enough. Now, the Hanged Man reverse is indicative of the fact that then when they come back, after you've given them a little bit of time, showing that you have emotional control, I see someone coming back into your life, you will see it from a different perspective of not being so enmeshed with your emotions and them, and protecting yourself a lot more. All right, the situationship games of our 21st century, these are really hard on all of you who are naturally empaths, who are naturally extremely caring, and who naturally put their best foot forward in a relationship and are loyal right from the beginning. But when you start to learn to not be 100% in, but maybe like 85%, things get a little easier. And I see here in the 5 of fire that you become a lot less volatile emotionally. But also November is just showing how far you've come spiritually, mentally, emotionally, maturity-wise, because you know that you cannot F it up with the right person, and you're not stressed about any other person during the month of November rather than just yourself, which I'm really proud of you for, group number 3. And then we have the Heaven and Earth card in reverse. So Heaven and Earth showing up in reverse, catching a last minute flight is something that I am getting here for you for November, group number 3. Are you planning on traveling? Is this something that you can see yourself doing in November? Because I am getting this message here that you are meant to be up in the sky, you are meant to be traveling, you're meant to be going somewhere. Heaven and Earth reverse shows us here that you are meant to be a little disconnected from Earth. Next up, we have got the 6 of water. Now the 6 of water shows us that you are receiving a gift. You're receiving something. You can see it here in this chain and this bracelet. Can you see the heart locket? So a bracelet that has these beads as well as a heart locket is one thing I'm getting here within the 6 of water, as well as just this receiving energy of like, yeah, why shouldn't I be the one to receive? Why shouldn't I be the one who is able to just accept a gift from another person? Because after all, other people accept gifts every day, all day long. Why am I not giving myself the same energy of just being in my receiving feminine and just accepting? So you are learning more about yourself and more about patience during the month of November in love, and allowing yourself to just take things and be okay with it. Like someone paying for your meal, your coffee, whatever. We know you're independent and you can do it yourself, but why if someone wants to do it for you? Next up, we've got hope on the horizon. If you have been single for a very long time, group number 3, there is hope on the horizon here for you for November. If that's something that you would like to change, there are amazing prospects here for you during the month of November. There are individuals who are interesting to you from the inside out, and I'm also getting you engaging in a lot of rest, a lot of beauty sleep, which you more than deserve, group number 3, because you work like crazy. You are the kind of person who is very committed. You're the kind of person who others can count on, who takes things seriously, professionally, but also privately, you know, in your private relationships. And when you're doing something, you don't mess around. And not everyone can really cope with that kind of energy, but don't worry, you're not meant to be for everyone. You're meant to just be for one person, romantically speaking, and giving yourself like time to sleep. I also see you being alone in bed a lot during the month of November. And the Wheel of Fortune shows us that, again, it's about perspective. So rather than seeing it as like, oh, I'm alone, I'm by myself, or I'm feeling lonely, literally Google the happiest demographics of people in society. Your findings will make you sleep better at night, okay? And I'm not going to spoil who that is, who the demographic is that is the happiest in our society, but let's just say most of you are probably going to be within that realm. And then we've got the Knight of Batons. Now, the Knight of Batons in reverse tells us that there is a fire sign here that is exiting your life, a fire sign that is no longer part of the race. So an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you just know this is not going anywhere with this person, and that's fine. Group number 3. Actually, the sooner you find out, the less time you waste, the better, because you get to then spend so much more time actually with the right person, the faster you move on from the wrong people. But you also can't kid yourself, because sometimes we kid ourselves into trying to make the wrong ones right when they will never be right for us. The harp shows us here that November is a time of great happiness for you. So yeah, you might be sad for like a little millisecond that the attention that you got from the fire sign has left your life and you no longer have that in your life during the month of November, but you're going to return back to feeling really happy and content with yourself and your life in no time, and you're going to forget that they ever even existed so quickly. And I see here within the gong that aside from that, there's also an exciting event taking place during the month of November. Now, November might be a birthday month for some of you, where you get to celebrate. That is your exciting event. But for some of you, it's also a promotion. It's also getting a diploma. It's also finishing a huge project and knowing that it's done and being able to celebrate it, and that being the exciting event that is occurring for you during the month of November. So partake in it, have fun in it, and don't feel like you cannot take rest once it's done. Don't feel like as soon as you're done something that took a lot of time and energy, you have to be straight on to the next. Take breaks in between of big projects, rest, recuperate. This is important, group number 3. So this is the reading that I received for you before I am now about to move into the members only portion of this prediction. I'll leave the link to my Patreon below where you can find it, as well as all of my other membership areas in which you can get readings that can't be found on the internet whatsoever, as well as all of my online courses that teach you how you can start to actually live your dream life and do what you love day in, day out, just as I have been doing for years. Now, group number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, make sure you leave a turtle emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you are looking forward to your month of November, romantically speaking. So group 3, wherever you are in this world, I'm sending you so much love, and I cannot wait to catch up with you during our next prediction. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 4. You chose the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, as well as the Black Obsidian Crystal, to help guide what's going on during the month of November in your love life. In case you just picked this crystal because you liked its appearance in combination to the deck, I want to inform you that this crystal is actually a highly protective crystal that is said to absorb negative energies, and our ancestors already used black obsidian in order to heal ourselves and in order to extract any kind of unwanted ailments, or at least that's how the tale goes. So let's move further into it. We've got joy as well as abundance. This is already looking amazing for you, group number 4. The month of November is clearly filled with a lot of positivity in every regard for you. In combination with love, I want you to know that joy and abundance shows that you are wanted, you are loved, you are pursued, you are put in romantic situations that make you feel like you are the prize, like you're winning, like your love life is really on an amazing high. And also, someone is treating you, someone is spoiling you. They are treating you like royalty, really. That's what I see here with an abundance. And it's not necessarily about the dollar amount, it's also the thoughtfulness, the time, the effort that's put in. If someone, for example, remembers your favorite candy, or they remember your favorite beverage exactly how you like it, they order it for you and bring it to you when they pick you up. These things don't cost a lot of money. The thoughtful gesture, however, shows an abundance of love. It shows an abundance of care that you have got in November in your love life, which of course brings you joy, because who doesn't like to be treated in that manner? And here within enlightenment, it brings you to this aha moment, group number 4, of being like, oh, this is what it feels like to actually be loved. This is what it feels like to actually be appreciated. Like, wow, this is what it feels like to be in a healthy connection. Wow, this is what things can be like if someone really wants to. And the saying is so overused, but it's true. If they wanted to, they would, group number 4. And November proves in every single instance that your love life wants to, and your love life is doing it. Your love life is lifing, it's loving, it's bringing a lot of joy and happiness and abundance your way. And you're protected from dusties and bare minimums, as you did feel deeply connected to the black obsidian crystal for a reason. Let's move further into it. We have got the King of Pentacles, but in reverse. So the King of Pentacles, I'll just show you this card upright, corresponds to earth signs: Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Those are the earth signs. And they're said to be very practical, loyal, grounded, reliable, hard workers, and great with money. The King of Pentacles showing up in reverse tells us that this person will appear with a little bit of a delay during the month of November. So it's going to be towards the end of November that you will find your King of Pentacles showing up and appearing within your life. The King of Pentacles, as already mentioned, this is someone who is good with things in the earthly realm. They're practical, they're thoughtful, they like to get straight to the point. And I see that that resonates really deeply with you, group number 4, and the wait is going to be worth it. The fact that, okay, they didn't appear at the start of November, they didn't appear last month, or maybe the entire year, but the fact that they are showing up here in November, it gives you hope. It gives you this sense of, wow, enlightenment. There are still people out here who have values similar to yours, and the world is not just filled with devils. So there is a reason why this card is showing up at this point of your tarot reading, and it is to remind you of the fact that yes, there are a lot of people out here who look tempting, but who are not going to be good matches in the long term. The devil, and I don't want you to fear this message or this card, it's nothing bad, group number 4. It's just illuminating to you how not all that glitters is gold, because sometimes some people look as though they might be an ideal partner, they seem as though they might be a good match, but actually really they are not. Actually really they have a lot of baggage. Actually really they have not healed. And that is where in the devil it's important for you to spend a minimum amount of time where you know that so much work needs to be done that is not your responsibility. Because guess what? We have the Barbara the Builder card here within the 8 of Pentacles, which basically means there is a lot of building that has to be done in love with certain people. And there's nothing wrong with building a life with another person. There's nothing wrong with being teammates, being here for one another. I think that is actually very important in romantic relationships. But you are no one's mother. You are not someone's startup founder. You are not here to jumpstart someone into a relationship or into understanding how to behave in a relationship. So that is where your guides are protecting you, and they're saying to you, see people for who they are. If the amount of labor, emotional labor, psychological labor that you have to put in is vast, then they are just not on your level, group number 4, and leave them for another person for another day. So next up we have the 9 of Cups reverse. This is another very highly favorable card within the tarot, and also especially in conjunction to love. And what we had here with the King of Pentacles, it indicates that Yes, they're coming into your life at a later time during the month of November, but it's going to feel like a little genie in a bottle moment, because the Nine of Cups is a card that corresponds to manifestation, fulfillment, realization, and things transpiring in a manner that almost feels too good to be true. And this happening towards the end of the month has you in a little bit of a chokehold at the start of the month, because there are times where you may want to give into the temptation of making someone who is not for you actually be for you, like trying to squeeze a missing puzzle piece into a space that it just doesn't belong in. But group number 4, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're receiving this reading. And I understand in the next card that we received that love is often murky waters for you. You don't know where you stand. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what the best course of action is. And you don't want to be alone forever. Like, sure, you're fine being single, or you're fine with understanding that most relationships won't work out until you find that soulmate. But at the same time, sometimes the water is so freaking murky that you're like, what am I even doing this right? What am I even supposed to do? How am I even supposed to move forward? So that's one thing that I want you to be really aware of. Group number 4 is here for you, clarity. And murky waters are normal. Everyone goes through this. Everyone has doubts. Everyone has these feelings of not quite knowing if they're even doing the right thing in love. And here with an endless serendipity, what your angels are trying to communicate in this pick a card reading for November for you is that actually there's nothing to worry about in love. The most important thing for you to do is to lean back and enjoy the ride. The most important thing for you to do is to just let people show who they are and be spoiled. That's what I see in abundance and enlightenment. There are so many ways in which you will find that there are people who want to do things for you, like they want to pick you up, they want to take you out for coffee, out for dinner, they want to pay for things, they want to do all of these nice gestures. Let them do it, okay? Accept multiple streams from multiple people. You also don't have to say, okay, I must now be loyal to this person because I went on 2 dates with them and they paid for my coffee. Like, you are worth so much more than feeling like you must attach yourself to a person that you don't even know after simple, kind human gestures that probably even you would do for another person. So don't be afraid to just enjoy the attention that you're getting. Don't be afraid to go for coffee with one person, to go for dinner with another. You don't owe anyone anything until it is completely clear that you are investing your time in someone who wants to reciprocate, who wants to be in it for the long term. You don't have to tell them, oh, I'm dating so many people, but please, like, you also don't have to limit yourself and give your loyalty to someone who has not yet shown you that they are doing the exact same. Because with you, one thing that I do see is that you get very attached. And when you get attached and you feel almost as though this person has done so many kind things to me, the least I can do is just only focus on them. You actually end up with your energy being a little too spread all over the place, and we don't want that. Within Claim Your Energy, group number 4, the month of November is a month of you learning to be a little bit more self-centered, a little bit more, I don't want to say egotistical, but yeah, you have to focus on your needs first. You have to claim your energy for you. And actually, people, romantically speaking, a lot of individuals really like to be with someone who is focused on themselves. They really like to be with someone who knows what they want. And I want you to literally say no to a date because you need beauty sleep and you need rest. Like, November is about not giving an F about, oh, but like, what if I miss the opportunity to see them, blah, blah, blah. If they really want to see you, if they really want to get to know you, okay, they'll just reschedule. Wouldn't you do the same, group number 4? Like, if you really wanted to be with someone, like, just one little self-care day that they're putting before you, it's not going to put you off completely. And if it does, then you were never that interested to begin with. So I do want you to know here within Beauty Sleep, like, put your relaxation first. Put your spa days first. Put your face mask mornings and evenings first. Don't share your bed with anyone. Beauty sleep is about you truly relaxing, not about being worried that you're sleeping next to another individual. Beauty sleep is about you truly getting the recuperation that you've always needed. Now here within the Eight of Cups, I can also tell that you have had some scarring experiences in past relationships that made you feel, in a way, like there are not that many good options left out here in the world. But just as you are a fantastic person, group number 4, there are other fantastic people in society and on our planet. So don't give up on love just because you have had some bad apples, just because you have had some moldy people in your life. The Princess of Pentacles is an indication that actually the month of November is a great month for you to focus on starting something new in your business and getting support from someone who is romantically interested in you and furthering that part of your career. Now, what this means is that someone who is romantically interested in you is going to want to prove to you that they are capable. And you being interested in them and asking them for help is going to make them feel useful. And people like to feel useful to their loved ones. And I see here within destiny that it is your destiny that you will only finally be with the right person. You will only finally have your soulmate relationship when you learn to take and to accept and to ask for help without feeling like you're a burden, but instead understanding this should be the norm. You should do this happily. And there are literally people out here who just take without even caring about the person that they're taking from. Meanwhile, you are such a lover, you feel so deeply, and you try to ask for as little as possible from those who you love. But let me tell you, nice girls ask for nothing. They demand nothing and they get it. That is the harsh truth. And you guys know I'm your big sis. Like, I'm just going to tell you how it is. Like, I'm right before you. We're in the same room and I'm just having a very real, honest conversation about love with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Don't be the nice girl. Be the person who wants better for themselves. Be the person who looks at their career and then you look around. You look at your love life and you're like, okay, I want to accomplish this next in my career. This person that I'm seeing, they might be able to help me. They might be able to support me. They might be able to give me some good input. Even if it's just words of affirmation or confirmation or giving you a little bit of information that you otherwise didn't have, giving you another viewpoint. It's all value that I want you to derive from those around you. Next up here within gossip, I want you to know that November is a month in which people will be speculating about your love life and what's going on in it. And spreading rumors is something that is really unkind and it's very lame, group number 4. And I do see here that there are some people who don't know you anymore, like people who you went to middle school with, like high school, people who you haven't seen in forever, and they're speculating about your life. They're making up stuff like in between one another about where you stand, what's going on in your love life. But don't pay it any mind. This is just like something they're doing because they have nothing better to do, and because you've leveled up so much, there's jealousy there that there's just no other way for them to express other than pretending to be eternal victims. That's one thing that I can see here within your reading that your guides want to communicate to you. Like, don't pay attention to people who are unable to take responsibility. The same goes for love actually as well. If you have ever dated someone who has this victim mentality, who starts to blame everything on you even though their behavior is horrendous, oh my god, run for the hills, group number 4. Like, I just also want you to know here that people who gossip a lot often have this victim mentality. And one thing about your love life is that your love life is going to be awesome. Your love life is making everyone else's love life look like it's been put to shame, and that creates some insecurities that we see dripping through the cracks during the month of November with some people. Now, the sun is one of the most favorable, best cards within the tarot. Congratulations, group number 4. This is an indication that your love life is going to be filled with warmth, with care, with genuine connection, and with another person who uplifts you and makes you feel really good and makes you feel seen. So this shows good fortune. It shows a good time that lays ahead for November. It shows that things are going your way. Things are feeling healthy. They're feeling stable. They're feeling good for you, group number 4. Then we also have the 4 of batons. The 4 of batons is a card of building stability. So the month of November being a month in which you start to build a stable, solid foundation. By definition, a relationship continues. If a relationship does not continue, then it has no value. Then it is worthless. Because by definition, if a relationship to you is also a connection that continues, that is what gives it value. And the 4 of batons is the indication of you building. The number 4 in numerology is a number of stability. It is a number of having a very solid ground to build on and of continuity as well. So that's one thing that I can see here for the month of November for you. We are at the end of the YouTube portion of this video because I don't want to make these monthly predictions too crazy long. For all of my patrons and those of you who want to go more in depth about what's coming in your love life during the month of November, the link is below in the description box. When you join my Patreon, you have access to this video as well as I think over like 60 other pick a card tarot videos that are exclusively found in the members only portion. So feel free to check that out, my gorgeous soul. But either way, the month of November, you can see it's looking fabulous for you in love. Now, my gorgeous soul, I am sending you so much love wherever you are on our beautiful planet that we call home, and I'll either catch you in the members only portion of this video or during one of our upcoming readings.